Hi, my name's Sarah Upjohn. I'm a physiotherapist and I work with instrumental musicians. And I've been working with musicians since 2008, but I've been a physiotherapist since 1983. So I did a huge amount of sort of general experience and worked in the NHS and worked with very ill people for a long time, but turned to working with musicians at the point in my life when I had two small children. We live in Cambridge. They were very involved in the local sort of children's music scene, and I'm an amateur musician in Cambridge, and so a lot of my social life was spent socialising with musicians locally. And more injured musicians would come to me, and I began thinking about how my skills as a physio could be transferred directly into helping musicians. And so in 2008, I started work at the Purcell School for Young Musicians, and I've been there ever since. I only do a day a week there, but I've been doing it since then, and I've been involved with BAPAM since 2008 as well. So when I work with upper strings players, the most common injuries that I see are because of overuse or something to do with posture. So whether it's their posture or their technique affecting their posture, or the setup of the kit, the chin rest and the shoulder rest. So it's literally, the injuries are 99% overuse or posture related, which means they're preventable, which is the really good news. As a physiotherapist, I do three things. I treat acute injuries, I treat chronic or recurring injuries, but it's really important with all of them to analyse what the cause of the problem is rather than just treat the symptoms. And if you can have a clear understanding of what the cause has been, you'll be in a position, you'll be empowered to prevent it happening again. So I do a lot of work in injury prevention by literally having a good think about what's gone wrong. And there are commonalities in all of the ones I see with regard to what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how much they're doing. And we can always work out what's happened, because these injuries never come out of nowhere. And it may feel like that to the musician, who might say it came on suddenly. But if you unpack what's been happening in the weeks or months or days before, you can always work out the causes, unless it's something medical, something more serious. So in the webinar, which I really hope to see you at, I hope to be talking a little bit about the sorts of injuries that we see and the causes and the risk factors. And I also want to talk a lot about prevention, because that's, a clear understanding of how things can be prevented is useful. And I will talk about sitting, because what is unique to upper strings players within the string section is that usually from the day you started learning, you will have been standing up for lessons and standing up to practice. And then when you play in orchestras, you're required to sit down, and it's quite common never to have had a lesson in how to sit. And biomechanically, it's a massively different activity. So I'll have a good look at sitting with you as well.